So these
Hi.
are special times having Beth here to taste, and I hope that you're up for tasting a few more varieties.
I am. I'm excited about some new varieties that I haven't had before. And some old friends. I see an old friend there.
Yeah, it's
And there.
at this point in this season, I just got anything that looked like it was ready to have a taste out of it, and some of them, an animal has
Is that fruit
tasted
punch?
it first. No, this is beautiful. This is Jakarta.
Oh, I don't even know if I've had a Jakarta this season.
Oh my.
They kind of came and went.
Yeah, well,
We didn't have as many as last year, did we?
We've had a lot, but we've had some very enthusiastic Jakarta people. This one is a little bit firm, so I apologize for that in advance. It's probably not at its full flavor, but...
Was it early this year?
Well, we have a rather late, a long season with Jakarta, so...
Do you want to do that?
I guess we'll do that, yeah. Try and be consistent. So there's Jakarta, and this is a little animal tasting that looks like a bird. So at least the bird was
Had good taste.
thinking that it was perfect time to eat that.
Thank you.
Oh. So
good. It's a teeny bit tart because it could ripen a little bit more. Is that?
Yep. There's definitely different colors to the, it's inside is riper, and toward the skin it's not quite as ripe.
It's delicious and juicy. Really good.
It's still really good. Jakarta, even though the name is from Indonesia or whatever, it's a very much an Indian flavor. That the name definitely confuses people because they think of mangoes in Jakarta not being Indian type. But it was just named Jakarta because somebody got confused about Bombay, which it's descended from.
Well, one of the things I love about it is it's the stronger flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't always prefer the stronger flavor mangoes. The first few years that I was eating mangoes in South Florida, I think I preferred the milder flavors.
Mm-hmm.
And now I seem to be gravitating towards the stronger flavors. I'm growing up with the mangoes.
Well, and also it's nice to have different types of mangoes that you're eating. It's like if you only ate, for instance, apples and never ate an orange, then that might be a little boring. But there's so many flavors in mangoes. It's nice to try to experience them.
And it's hard for me when people ask me what mango tastes like this mango, or what your favorites are, because that creates this narrow description, and that's not really accurate for me. They all have their own unique flavor. Julie and Juliet are the only two that I've had here that I thought almost tasted the same.
Mm-hmm. And it depends on which Juliet and what part of the season, all that kind of stuff. So I was picking some fruit, and I saw this hanging in the tree. I thought, great, I got a ripe Angie in the tree.
An Angie.
And unfortunately,
someone else also got
it.
The
squirrels know their fruit. So anyway, this was one side, probably the riper side, has been taste tested. So we'll just go back a little bit from that. Right here. So there we go.
Thank you.
It's looking good so far.
Delicious.
So Angie is a fairly new variety. Came out of Fairchild Tropical Gardens, I believe. And it is known for its productivity and its disease resistance, too.
No.
Apparently not resistant to squirrels, but...
I think this mango tastes like peaches.
I can see the peach in this part that's sort of more close to the center, the seed, and it's probably because it's a little bit underripe. It's more of a lemon flavor near the skin.
This is on my list. Top favorites, top 10, 15. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when you take a bite of, the whole cross section or whatever, you taste the different flavors practically in succession. It's
Yeah, it
cool.
definitely does have, from the skin to the pit, there is definitely a range of flavors with the mangoes, for sure. It's delicious. Really delicious.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, moving right along.
So, where's the Angie tree?
I have Angie top worked on several trees.
All right.
So, next on the
What is this good
tasting
one?
thing, this is orange essence.
Yay.
So,
I was so jealous last week. Somebody said they had an orange essence from you, and I'm like, I didn't.
unfortunately, it's a lot of them have gotten these black spots this year, so I'm not a fan of that, but we'll just cut out some areas here, and Sadie will be very pleased to help. There you go.
So, I'm assuming it's called orange essence because people think it tastes orangey.
Yeah.
So I wonder what all think, since I think the peachy ones taste orange. We shall see. Did you want to show the camera the inside?
I don't know if the camera really wants to see that
Gotcha.
inside.
Let's see if we get a slice that looks good.
I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna. This was, I think, also a drop, and so there's a little bit of bruising around the seed.
Beautiful.
So I am just gonna do the slice this way. Sadie will be very happy. Well, okay. So this is orange essence. Outside.
Thank you. I'm very excited. Wow. Okay, so to me, this tastes similar to the coconut cream. In fact, I wish we could do a coconut cream orange essence taste comparison.
Oh, we should do that.
This is delicious. So, believe it or not, I think the orange essence tastes more coconutty than the coconut cream.
They're both very smooth, consistency and flavor also.
The coconut cream, I get the coconut flavor by the skin. Delicious. But this one, wow.
Toward the skin, I get the orange flavor on the orange essence.
Okay, let me get to the skin. I gave mine away to one of your puppies.
Careful, that one part.
So good. I do taste what you mean by the skin. This has such a delicious flavor.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is.
I'm just, of course, this is our first season to have orange essence, but it's discouraging to have such a large fruit and then have some of the parts of the fruit not quite right. So I'm hoping that that's just a fluke. But yeah, it's a very nice fruit. It's one of, Har's favorite. He's been eating it since 2015 when
Wow.
he picked the Zill Grove for Gary Zill. And so anyway.
Do you know the parents of this one? Sorry. I didn't mean to stump the master.
I do in all the subtext.
This is an incredible mango.
Yep, Sadie definitely wants some.
Sadie.
Over there.
Sadie. Hi, sweetie. So, how many, do you expect to have a lot of orange essence next year?
You want to reserve some in advance?
Yes.
This one, I was trying to speed ripen in the sun. It doesn't feel like it made it all the way, but it's Edgar, and this is our first year for Edgar. So I wanted to taste it, and so here we go.
So I thought that I would absolutely love Edgar because I loved Gary last year, and Edward has always been one of my favorites. And I tried a little bit of Edgar, and I didn't love it. So hopefully it was just the level of ripeness, and this one I love.
Well, it's actually not an Edward seedling. And it was named as though it were, but it's not. And so that's one of the issues that why it tastes like it is, but it's got a very rich flavor, and it's a popular mango.
It's not an Edward and a Gary?
Right. Slightly underripe, but near this peel is really good.
Okay. Yeah, near the peel.
I mean, all of it's good, but you really get the flavors near the peel.
So I don't know. I like it. And if you gave me one, I would love it and enjoy it. But I don't know if it's my favorite. I don't know if it's one of my favorites. So what is it?
It's a Zill 80 pollinated by either Gary or Pettigrew.
Okay.
And so it has, the Gary and the Pettigrew both have a coconut flavor to them. And so that's part of many of the new varieties that Gary has come out with. And another thing that was totally off of the radar when he was looking for those as pollinators is that happens, both Pettigrew and Gary seem to be resistant to the mango bacterial black spot that's going around. And so that was a big bonus when he came up with these varieties, the ones that involved the Gary and Pettigrew turn out pretty well. This right here is not mango bacterial black spot. That's just anthracnose, and it was probably a lot of times when it's hanging on the panicle, there's a little end of a branch of the panicle or whatever, a little stem that rests on the mango because it, like a fruit didn't develop on that one, and that's just starts to spread down the fruit. So very common in certain varieties. I wish these flies would go away.
Flies? Go away.
So I found this particular fruit under one of our Valencia Prides, and of course we thought we were finished with Valencia Pride, but that one just fell down. It was hidden by all the foliage and stuff. It does feel a little bit firm, and so I think we'll just go ahead and eat it anyway, but it will be a little bit tart.
Okay. Valencia Pride's like seeing an old friend. Do you want to?
Okay, I need a board of directors, not just one director.
Well, I caught on. Thank you. Okay, Sadie, get ready. It's really good.
It got ripened on the tree to this level, and then it fell down.
Sometimes I have let my Valencia Prides get too ripe. So they get that different texture in the middle. So I like this.
Yeah, it's plenty sweet.
It's a nice firm texture.
Too, yeah. Juicy, firm, and sweet.
Good girl.
Yeah. A lot of people taste orange flavors in this. Is that what you're tasting?
I do taste a little bit of orange. Valencia Pride, the things I love about it are its size, because it goes a long way if you're using it for just a bowl of fruit or for a mango crisp or something. And it's also a mild flavor. So for the first few years, it was one of my top ones because I really like the mild flavor.
Well, it's a flavor that like everybody likes. It's not, and a lot of people, it's their number one mango, but it's not number one for everybody. But everybody likes it.
Yeah,
you know, it's
true.
A very safe mango.
It is. It's a good mango.
It's when you cut it up, it just tastes very fresh and fresh and refreshing.
Yeah, it is. It's a simpler flavor, but it's very reliable. And I like it a lot. I like Valencia Pride. It's also beautiful. They're all beautiful, but the shape, colors.
So this was one that I found today. It was a drop, and so we have two problems with it. On the top, there's a crack, which happens sometimes with this variety, and then when there's a crack, it's starts to rot a little bit. And then it landed right here on the bottom, and so there's a soft spot here. But this is a Pram Kai Meu, and Pram Kai Meu is eaten green a lot of times, and I like it ripe, and so we're eating it ripe.
So Pram Kai Meu, for me, is one of the sweetest, true sweetest mangoes. It's almost like you're eating candy sometimes.
Yeah, it is a very sweet one.
It's a really unique flavor. I guess you would use the word more complex or rich flavor. But it is so smooth and it is so sweet. I really do think it's one of the sweetest mangoes. If it was a little riper than it is now, it would be like sugar. It's so sweet. It's delicious.
It's like candy and a mango mixed together.
It really is.
You can just...
So good.
So that is from Thailand, I believe, and definitely a popular import. Well, of course, it's grown here, but the plant was brought over from that area of the world.
And this is about the average size, maybe more of on the larger size for a Pram Kai Meu.
Yeah, they can be very small and have full flavor. I've had some like this big, and they've been good, and they can get larger than that, but that's, as you're saying, it's probably an average size, maybe slightly bigger than average.
When they're smaller, they're also good because you just get like more mangoes, quantity, but it's delicious. I love Pram Kai Meu. And the Pram Kai Meu and the Nam Doc Mai, they're similar, but they have a unique flavor unlike any other mangoes that I've had. Would you agree?
Yeah, I find that this has a very rich flavor, and I wouldn't really... Nam Doc Mai is mostly just sweet for me. I mean, of course it has like an Indo-Chinese flavor to it, but this is just like a very rich flavor, and I think of Nam Doc Mai as a lighter, sweeter flavor.
So after all these years, I'm finally beginning to understand when you describe a mango as rich or complex. Thank you for the education today. Well, in trying to describe it, I was trying to think of the words, and so I was remembering words that I've heard other people use to describe mango. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's not a simple flavor, so therefore it would be complex. The level of intelligence in my mango area is just outstanding. Oh, so good. So what did we have? We had
So let's try and summarize here.
Okay.
I know it's sort of tough. We have our coconut cream that we brought in for the taste comparison with the orange essence. So what? Let's review that. You loved the orange essence, right?
Love.
And so you tasted it against coconut cream.
completely different, not at all the
So
same.
you were thinking it was going to be the same, and
No.
you got you changed that because they're both very good mangoes.
They
but
are.
yeah,
They're different.
orange essence is in a unique category. So this was Angie.
Oh, Angie.
And it had gotten taste tested by a squirrel, and that one was really good.
Really good.
And different flavors in different parts of the flesh, toward the seed and toward the outside. It was very noticeable, but yeah, very tasty. You can refresh your memory on any of these at any time if you want to take a
I should
slice.
probably refresh my memory on this one because we didn't want to mislead anybody.
That sounds like you're going down the fibrous part of the seed there. So
Oops. Okay. Well, I can eat around that. I have practice. Oh. This is a delicious mango.
So you've had some Angie before, right?
Well, I think I had a taste of it, but sometimes on a Saturday morning, if I'm tasting, I'm hot and busy and I don't take a moment to sort of appreciate it or remember.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had forgotten I tasted the Carla, and I think I may have brought an Angie home,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't always get to eat. Yeah, but, maybe
Yeah.
Patrick had it, or I grabbed one to give to my father or something. So
Yep.
it's delicious, and the orange essence and the Angie are just really, they have really strong flavors. They're unique, and they're also new to me, and I get excited about the ones that I haven't had before. So, yum.
So yeah, I like
Oops, making a mess.
that it's there's so many distinct flavors in Angie, and near the skin was great.
Mm-hmm.
So Angie and orange essence have been you've said a lot of nice things about them. Edgar, this was a little bit underripe, and you're thinking you need to try a few more years of Edgar, that you instantly were not wowed by it.
I wasn't instantly wowed either time I tried it. I think I have one at home. I think somebody put that in my bag for me. Someone super nice. So I'm gonna make sure that it ripens a little bit further than this one.
Yeah,
I was expecting to love it, so maybe my expectations got in the way.
well, and plus you were expecting Edward in the mix,
And it's also comparing it to these two, which have such a great flavor that's a favorite for mine. Maybe not a favorite of mine, maybe not everybody else's. So having them at the same time, maybe that made Edgar fall to the wayside. Sorry, Edgar. And it's not to say that I don't appreciate how great it is and would be thrilled to eat one. But if I had the choice between Angie or Orange Essence or Edgar, I would choose Orange Essence first and Angie second.
So
And I would share Edgar with somebody who would love him.
yeah, Edgar does top the list first for some people, and so it's just a matter
Yeah.
of not only your taste buds, but like that year.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
my preferences are not just my taste buds, but from year to year, I like certain flavors better than others. Like one year I'll like a few varieties of mangoes the best, and it has something to do with the mangoes that year, but also with just the mood I'm in, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what I went through with Glenn.
And you're not breaking up with Glenn.
Oh, no. Glenn and I are forever loves. Patrick understands my relationship with Glenn. And this year it was Ryan. The Ryan mango for this year, I may have even preferred it over Glenn if I had a choice.
Mm-hmm.
It was a new find. Love Ryan, love Dot, but Seacrest. So I think now I have I think I would have to say I have 5 favorites this year. Seacrest, Dot, Ryan, Orange Essence, and Angie.
How about Carla?
Oh, wait. Seacrest, Ryan, Carla, Angie, Orange Essence, and Dot. This is very confusing. No, love Carla. That's Carla, right? No.
No, Carla's...
oh, we had Carla before. Oh, yeah.
Carla's past experience.
Carla, Orange Essence, and Angie. Oh, another one this year, Sweetheart. Oh, so good. So I guess I have 7 favorites this year. And that's not to say that the next 7 aren't also my favorites, but if I'm forced to choose between them. And that's the good part about having so many varieties that I love. Mm-hmm. Because they're here today, gone tomorrow, and I need to get a new best friend, So yeah, this was great. And it was nice to have a Valencia Pride because it's a good standard, delicious, beautiful, such a beautiful mango. Love it. And this one, don't tell me, Jakarta, an old friend.
Yes, lovely. Thanks very much, Beth.
It was a pleasure. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, you got it in before the daylight ended.
It was super fun. Thank you. Delicious.